Chillin', relaxing, shoots on the breeze. That's how life should be. Life should be chillin', relaxing, swinging from trees. You remember the good old days, well, good old days, chillin', relaxing. No one can see how stressful life can be, but life can be chillin', relaxing. No fun for me, but I got a life to live in a family. I know it's like driving a night with no headlights on. I know seems everything you do seems to be wrong. But you get there, get there, get there. You bloody get there. Oh, you'll get there, get there, get there. Remember life when I was just a kid, did anything I like without giving a shit. Hung around the corner shop without no money. We sucked the chocolate bee, stuck to honey. My teenage years could never stand still, have a couple of beers. Nah, fuck the pills. And my mate's mum used to smuggle grub for me, but she never got caught like Chappelle Corby. And as I got old, you know I seen the light, have a couple of beers. Nah, fuck the fight with society, this, that, the other. Sit back, relax, grab a beer with your brother, cause I know it's like driving a night with no headlights on. I know seems everything you do seems to be wrong. But you get there, get there, get there. You'll fucking get there. You'll fucking get there. Oh, you will get there.
Us? Hey, you been jamming?
No, I just picked it up today, actually.
Bullshit.
I
Whatever. Spent the last 2 days rehearsing that.
In the rain, cabin fever.
Yeah, I know. Fuck the rain. Beautiful people, what's going on? Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back. That song there was by my own band years ago, Zilch. So fuck you, copyright.
I know, right?
It'll probably still get flagged.
And yeah, it will.
Because I don't actually... Because they'll flag it and then say you have to take it off.
So you were saying just before we come on that even your own music, that you can get copyrighted on for playing without permission? Is that right?
Yeah, because they'll flag it, and if I haven't shown that I've got permission, because all your music goes through a third-party company.
Yeah.
So it'll go from my band to Emu Bands I think it's in Scotland. Yeah, Emu Bands in Scotland. Apparently there's lots of emus over there.
Yeah, okay.
And then they distribute it to all the platforms.
Oh,
and so
right.
they actually control and know who's paying what, but the artist doesn't. So they're just like the biggest money laundering fucking company in the world.
Yeah, for real. And that's the same for all artists, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
whether it be through that company or another one, but it's the same principle.
The same sort of principle. So they can just fudge numbers, and there's no way the artist can ever find out.
So how does it go if you do a gig then? Like obviously you can do a gig because you're playing your own music. But how does that... Is gigging considered to be different than...
Yeah, it's because it's live, yeah.
Because it's live.
Mm.
Then this doesn't count as being live, even though you just played it? 'Cause I guess it's getting streamed,
yeah,
doesn't
because
it?
it's getting streamed now, and now it's going to get flagged because I sound fucking awesome.
Man,
It sounds just like
Triple J, here we don't come.
Meanwhile, I haven't sung for like that long, and it's fucking, yeah.
Well, that's why I said you sounded all right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you sounded good, but it was better than I thought it was
There's
going
actually a lot of higher parts in it, and I tried to
to.
sing them before, and I'm like,
nah. Pub Ammo Podcast, what are we, 99? 99
yeah, episode 99.
Yeah, 99.
99.
Hey, nearly there.
Take
nearly
30
the
off
ton.
it, and it's a dinner for two.
Nearly the ton.
Nearly the ton one. Yep. So next week we got a little bit of a special episode. Next podcast we're going to do. Well, we're not going to let you in it because
Occasion.
Okay, we're going to have a little bit of in this room, I reckon.
Oh, better turn the aircon up. Could get moist.
Yeah, so you'll have to definitely check in for next week because there's going to be some yarns to be had.
Some yarns to be had. We're going to get our sponsors down.
Yep.
which include
Yeah, we got right angle cabinets. Right. We're not going to sing.
No, we're not.
Let's see,
No,
even
that's
then I couldn't even do
that's
the
enough
high bit
singing
there.
out of us. Right angle cabinets up in Cairns. If you need a kitchen, bathroom, laundry, anything cabinetry required, go and see Mark in the
Crew. Know what to do.
servicing all the Cairns, Rest and Q.
Located in Gordonville.
North Innisfail.
The cabinets off the rail.
The kitchens are on sale.
If you want a bitchin' kitchen,
I'll just flex with the desk
call Mark and the crew.
and they'll sort the rest.
Yeah.
Ah,
So we'll
spot on.
do one more and we'll splatter the rest out somewhere else.
Somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we'll have a splattering.
Who do you
So
wanna-
probably the next one will be Coastal Marine and Outdoors.
Down here in Innisfail, Joel Salinas and the team.
Yep.
We'll-
No, we
Well,
can't
no, they
say
won't.
that.
No,
That's
that's not them. But they'll sort your boat.
They'll sort your boat.
If you want to stay afloat,
Yeah.
they'll sort your boat.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, they've got it, bloke.
Stacer and Mercury dealership plus fishing, hunting, shooting.
I know because
Trailer
I
gear.
bought a gun off them this
You
week.
did. You got a new
Yeah.
bang bang stick. Is it a good bang bang
It's
stick?
a real good bang bang stick.
Is it?
Yeah, I put it's a little 223
Yep.
stainless.
By
Tikka.
Ticker? Yep.
Yeah, and they're like middle of the range. They said the most accurate gun out of all of them,
Yeah.
out of the box. The most
And
accurate.
you proved them wrong?
Yep, proved them wrong. I was like, yep. Just went through 100 bullets and finally got within 100 meters of the target.
Took it back and said, this prick's crooked.
Which eye are you closing on? This one.
yeah.
Oops. It's a bloody. You know red dot because a lot of people don't really understand with red dot scopes. You're not supposed to close your eyes.
They're supposed to keep them both open. Aren't they?
Both open and keep you on the target.
Well,
Both
a
eyes.
lot of competent, well experienced shooters shoot with both eyes open anyway.
Yep.
You know, especially any guys that have done ex-military stuff and that sort of stuff.
Because you got to have a look what's around the
Yeah,
scope
that's
as well.
exactly right. Yeah,
That's why they call it scope because you got a scope. You got a scope.
scope
bro.
it out.
Yeah, so go into Coastal Marine and Outdoors, and they'll sort you out with any guns and ammo stuff, and yeah, it'll always do you a good deal anyway.
Boating,
$100.
trailers, if you need anything serviced, anything installed, they'll do the whole lot for you.
Yeah.
They'll do the whole lot for you.
So let's get straight into this. Actually, we can play
What
a
is-
song. Oh no, well,
Well, what have
no,
you?
we'll go-
What have you got? I know you want to get something off your chest, big fella.
No, you got a good one too.
Oh yeah, look, yeah, okay. Let's go with. We're going to start with our cunt of the week because we both have.
It's a very kind of the week heavy fucking episode. This one.
Yeah, and I'll probably throw this out to anyone that's out there in the podcast world.
Help!
That's had any, literally help. Anyone that's been hacked before. So we've come to the realization, like about a week and a half ago, the missus.
Can we just hold on a sec?
Yeah.
We never actually introduced this fella.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't.
There you go, mate. Doing good.
Q, say hello, brother.
Hello.
Because I listen to other podcasts where they actually enjoy. How you going? Like, yeah, good. How's your week? I'll have a big yarn with him. He's just in the background looking at us.
Yeah, I
Just
press
chilling out
buttons.
over there. Go on, man. Push a button.
There he is. Push the buttons now. Now turn your mic off, please.
I'll turn you
That's enough out of you, thank you. No, so I got hacked. Well, I did. Oh, long story short, the Mrs. Insta got hacked first, and we were talking about that like a week and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
As it turns out, it wasn't her Insta that got hacked first. It was my emails,
Yep.
and that's how they got access to her Insta, was via my emails because I'm her like backup
Yeah.
email address. Do you know what I mean? And then I got a phone call from my bank saying someone had tried to gain access to my bank accounts.
Yep.
Fortunately, shout out to ING Banking too. They whoever the call taker was really switched on because this bloke, it was a bloke, knew heaps,
Yep.
like dates of birth, all our full names, addresses, like freaking heaps of stuff.
Even knew the safe word, pineapples.
Yeah, Oklahoma. No, knew heaps to the point where they were almost going to give him access to my account.
Fuck.
And it was just one thing that he kept saying that wasn't correct, and the call taker went, yeah, no, and canned it. And then they called me and basically said, oh, someone's trying to get access to your bank accounts. Rah, rah, rah. And then I straight away got suspicious on anyone that was calling me from that
You're like,
point
fucking
on.
Tony.
And I'm like, I'm thinking, oh, yeah. I said, can I call you back? Can I call the ING line and call you back? And the chick that I spoke to was awesome. So Charlie, shout out to you. You're doing your job real well, mate. She said, yeah. Look our number up on online. Get the ING hotline number, and she said just quote this case number to them and give them my name, and they'll transfer you straight to me. And we did, and we had a good chat. And this dude had everything, like freaking heaps, man. So Amy's been shut out of her one of her emails, which was also connected to my email, I've been receiving like all these hack scam things, even one that says, oh, we've accessed your phone on your camera, and your camera on your phone, and we've inserted spyware, and we've got personal things. They've even started using photos that they've taken offline of our kids to set up like GoFundMes and stuff like that.
Me.
So I rang I only found out that they got into my Hotmail last night because I checked my email. They got in tonight and there it was. And there's like 5 or 6 of these emails in there saying, we've got your details. If you don't put $500 of, what do you call it? Cyber money. We've got the password, and they do have my password. It says we've been on to you for a while. You can call me Big Brother or All-Seeing Eye. I'm a hacker who gained access to your device, including your browser history, webcam, blah 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 blah. If you don't send us, like pretty full on, pretty full on. And I've never had this type of thing before. I don't know how to go about it. Fortunately, they haven't got access to the banks. They kind of just, as it turns out, I was talking to one of the guys I work with, and he had the same thing like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And he basically just had to delete everything in his email and shut it all down. I've only left it open because I'm going to go to the cop shop first thing tomorrow morning. But it's really hard because I'm not the most...
You might be seeing me.
Could be too. So I'm not the most technologically advanced human in the world, but these guys that do this sort of stuff, that's their full-time job. Is just hacking and extorting people. You know what I mean? So they're really, really frigging good at it, eh? They know how to, they know how to get into things. They know how to, they'll go through and research and basically build a whole profile on you off what you've put on social media. And I don't have a big social, like, you know me, this Instagram that we do now with the podcast is the first social media I've ever had.
Yeah.
But it was the email that they got into. And then because
connected to everything.
That is everything. Yeah. All your banking goes there, driver's license stuff, any Department of Transport, medical stuff. They even, Amy got a text message from her doctors up in Cairns, which we haven't used in forever, and someone tried to get her medical records.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. And we haven't used that doctor in 6 or 7 years since we moved down here, obviously, because it's too far away. And they were trying to get her medical records out of them as well.
Fuck.
So it's been a bit full on. It's been a bit scary, to be honest. And you feel pretty helpless about it too.
You can't do anything.
No, you can't do anything about it. Like we can't even get into our Instagram because they've changed the password. Instagram. Instagram. It's just photos and that sort of stuff. But when they're trying to get medical records and bank details and using images of your kids and that sort of stuff, and you can guarantee it's some dickhead sitting in a call center over in some shithole country. You know what I mean? That probably aren't as lucky as we are. So suck a dick. I hope your kids get malaria.
Yeah.
But if anyone's got an experience out there with it, give us a yell. Send us some messages, even if there's companies that you can go through that can retrieve everything for you and block everyone out. I'd love to know. So hit us up, send us a message, because those motherfuckers are cunts.
Yeah, because I remember as Back to Basics, they got done.
Did they?
And it was all because two-factor authentication. They said that's your best thing to do.
Yeah. That's what we've set up now.
We can do.
Yep.
Because do those phones, Samsungs, have like the face recognition?
No. Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Because that's by algorithm.
Yeah.
Where they scan your face and then you log in through that.
Okay.
So that's the best one because it's your face. You can't fucking replace your face, or probably yours, but.
What do you mean is you can't replicate?
You don't want to replicate that. Fucking hell.
One's enough. More than enough. So yeah, that's my kind of the week, and it hasn't even been the whole week. It has actually. No, since it all kicked off. It's been, but it's just a real intrusion on your privacy. But this is the shit part when they want you to set up everything online. Every business, everything you go through nowadays wants you to have this online presence and profile.
And the thing is, I read a thing the other day. There's a thing. There's a name for us. It's between 1976 and 1983. We're the people that fully went through both eras, fully analog and fully digital.
Fully digital,
like we're
sitting on the cusp.
Yeah, so we got to witness both.
Yep. One of my wife's mates from down south, her hubby got stitched up, and for a massive amount of money, like over 6 figures, they got stitched up for. Same thing. He got a call from pretending to be his bank, completely believable. Well, I mean, you say completely believable, but in hindsight, he probably thinks, how dumb am I? And they got stitched up. I think they just sold a house or they just sold their business or something like that.
Yeah.
And they got taken for over 6 figures.
Yeah.
Which is just like, that's soul destroying.
Yeah.
And it nearly tore their family up.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
the
Like,
worst part about it.
Yeah, 100%. It's not just it is the monetary side of things, but it's the
But then there's
flow on
the
effect
blame
from
and
there.
all the
Yeah,
other-
exactly. And I don't think,
Resentment.
and because he gave up the details, there's no insurance. He gave the details away.
Yeah.
You didn't check, you didn't authenticate.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So they're just 6 figures out of pocket. Which
It's
is just,
good that the banks are pretty switched
Man, I was
on.
really
I get a
impressed.
lot of those phone calls. Not a lot, but even if I'd buy something off a site overseas somewhere and you might have not done it before, they ring you up like, are you sure? Like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I was really impressed with ING. If you're looking for a different bank to jump to, they've always been pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're a completely online bank. They don't have branches.
Yeah.
Everything's online.
Yeah.
But they have no costs. You can use any ATM, any FPOS.
I know what you're
do
going to
not
say.
get charged
'cause
for any of them.
Our podcast, banking's through that, and you're like, and they took all the money out of that account.
They were very good. They were very switched on to it. Because according to the chick I spoke to, he had more than enough details to make somebody believe that he was me.
Yeah.
It was just one little technicality that he repeated a couple of times that wasn't up to scratch. So anyway, that's my CUNT of the week. And please, if anyone's out there, like honestly, if anyone knows companies that retrieve all this sort of shit or repair the damage that's done, give us a yell.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
even if there's
train
cost
you.
involved,
someone that
don't
to
give a
train
shit.
us what to do and all that sort of
It's
thing.
so hard. And then I think too, probably one of the mistakes that people make too is, like you said, they don't do the two-step authentication stuff.
Another one is if anyone out there knows anyone that could possibly come in, and we'll have a podcast with them.
Yeah, shit,
And we can actually go over it. And
Yeah, that's
things
right.
that need to be done.
How to keep all your personal stuff safe.
Yeah.
Because it's just all connected now. That's the hard part. It's all connected. You know?
Definitely.
And you know me, like when we first met, I didn't even have a mobile phone.
No.
I didn't have a mobile phone
had a
for
woomerer.
about 6 years. And it
Smoke
was,
signal, because you
and
had to use that because the smoke wouldn't light.
it's too wet.
wet. Fire wouldn't
And you,
start.
what's yours? I know you've got one big dog.
I've probably got one of the biggest ones of my year anyway.
Yeah.
Not
And
of
we're
this
only
year.
3 months in.
Yeah.
Go.
So I got a phone call off. I got a property down towards a beach, and I've got a neighbour down there that rang me up, and he said through the travel agent, real estate agent, through him, and said, "Can you please give me a call? I'm in dire straits." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on here?" My property is a fairly big property for that area, which boundaries a lot of houses along there. So he's rung me up and he said, "Here, can you please come down and have a look what my neighbour's done to me?" And I was wondering if you could help me. And I'm like, he goes, because I'm at my wit's end. It's flooding down there, and all the water is backing up in his yard and fucking his septic trench and all that, because the neighbour decided to block the natural fall of the water course to be a cunt and put rocks along the fence and actually block the actual natural fall of the water course that runs from the front to the back of the property. So and then it's all backing up, because that neighbour must be thinking, "Oh, all the water from your yard's flooding my yard." It's like, well, that's the way it naturally runs.
Oh, so it's inside his yard. Is it a drain? What is it, like a
It's
culvert?
just it's not even a drain. It's just when they build it, it's just a low
gully,
back along
like
the
a
fence
little
line.
gully. Yeah.
It's just a 100 mil scoop that just
okay,
runs
right.
through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole property. But they must have lasered it years ago, and it does fall that way.
Yeah.
And they almost just decided just to block it all up and say, "Your water's not coming onto my property because I've got water in my yard as well." And it's he's damned his neighbour's fucking yard.
Really?
Yeah. So he's damned his fucking neighbour up, and it's just filling up his septic trenches. All his tents, everything's floating, and he's had to clean his septic tank out. And he goes, "I'm at my wit's end." He goes, "They're unreasonable. The people, we're actually just nearly coming to blows when we have conversations over stuff."
True.
So he said, "Mate, is there any way that I can drain through your property and run it out there?" And I said, "Yeah, mate." I said, "If it makes everyone happy," I said, "I'll run a full drain along the whole lot."
Yeah.
and all you can tap into it, and it'll drain all your fucking yards, and there should be no more fights.
Yeah.
Fucking as I thought.
Oh, really?
So I went down, took my excavator down, and old mate said, I'm an ex-plumber. I've driven excavators my whole life.
Yeah.
He goes, I know what fall is and all that. And he goes, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You just let me borrow the machine and I'll do it for you. I'm like, all right. So he started digging along my land.
Yeah.
A metre in off the fence line.
Yeah.
On my land.
Yeah.
And the neighbour that's put the fucking thing up has called the cops on us.
Really?
Because he's digging a drain on my land. And
did they show up?
Yeah, they showed
Did
up.
they?
But the thing was, while he was digging it, the lady was out actually just screaming obscenities at him, swearing, "You can't do this! I've called the cops! You're a fucking asshole! You're dead!" Threatening
Really?
him. Yeah. And just saying all this shit. They must be upset because he's finally get to fucking drain his property. So he dug the drain probably 200 meters down towards the back. And all the other couple of neighbours along there, I said, yeah, let them scoop into it, whatever, if they want to get into it. So don't let that cunt touch that don't let him on.
No, build it up instead.
There. So he's not fucking, any of his water's not allowed in my fucking land.
No way.
Because he's got the drain there. It's already there.
Yeah, right.
So
he blocked up an already existing drain.
yeah.
What a dickhead.
It's not really a drain, it's a natural flow.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you get that wording correct.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Whatever.
natural flow, it's not a drain.
Does it drain water?
It does now.
It's a drain.
But the one he dug, but the thing was he dug it and put the dirt onto my property, so it's away from it all. So there's nothing they can say about anything because there's a metre gap between the drain and the fence. There's nothing you can do about anything. Anyway, so they've called the cops and all that, and they went around there that night, and they're all writing down, and he went around and seen the poor old fellow that fucking dug the drain, and he's like, the cops are like, we fucking know exactly what's going on. Like,
you can see it.
You see it, like, he goes, but we got to respond, and so I went down there to, because then the real estate agent rang me up, because these people don't know who I am.
Yeah.
The real estate agent rang up and said, I just received a phone call and she was just going off at me saying she's calling the cops, she's all in trouble and all this. The real estate agent.
Really? Oh, because you've still got the sign up, haven't you? Yeah, okay, all right.
So
I was wondering how they go into real estate agent. I'm like, why are we in real estate agent? Okay,
so
gotcha.
he's like, oh, and he goes, well, it sounds to me that it's not a police issue, it's not a government issue, it's a civil issue, and it sounds like you need to sort it out. And I'm like, I'll fucking sort it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is where it comes to the biggest cunt of the week. While I was putting the excavator back on the truck, this car comes around, parks at the front of my thing, and they're taking photos of the registration of the truck.
Well, good for them.
There. And I'm just like, what sort of human being are you?
Are they locals? Are they from North Queensland?
I don't know if they're from. They've moved there, so I don't know if they're from.
Southerners.
But the thing is, and I actually jumped out of the excavator and I'm like, come and have a chat. Come down here. Let's talk about this. Because as soon as they're on my land, their nose is going to be fucking flat.
1, 2, miss a few.
Well, I will miss a few.
Teeth.
So that's what I was hoping. They were going to come onto my land and then I was just going to say, swing at me.
Yeah. But they didn't.
No, they didn't come because they're cowards.
Damn it.
Fucking cowards.
Damn it.
And that's where we're at. So I'll probably have to go to the police tomorrow or something. I'll be getting a phone call because that'll happen Friday afternoon when they're out of hours.
What? People are dumb, eh?
But the
People
thing
are
is,
just dumb.
yeah, I'm just
all.
like,
Just
how
dumb.
dumb are these people to be saying what you're doing on your own land? And
But how dumb are people in far north Queensland where we get metres and metres of rain to block any kind of drain up?
No.
It's completely counterproductive.
Because I always said to him, the old fellow, when he rang me up, I said, mate, I'm going to come down and have a look before we touch any bit of dirt. I'm going to make my own, because I'm a pretty logical person.
Yeah.
And if I see that you've been a cunt to them or anything, I'm going to get and drive off and fuck off. But when I had a look, he just pointed out, he goes, look there, I've done all this drain. I actually dug the drain through their property for them to help them get the water out and everything.
You're kidding.
And they've gone back on him and fucking, done that to him, blocked his drain up, and they've actually mounded up dirt along their fence line to block water, so water doesn't go.
Really?
So it's pretty much built up like a pool for his backyard.
Mother.
I'm like, fuck. And that's when I said,
I'm not beneath egging roofs, eh?
no. No, you know the best one we used to do?
What?
Cane toads.
Oh, yeah,
And then
because
you
they
tie-
start to stink.
No, cane toads, and you tie sinkers to their feet, and they just climb up the roof, and then they roll back down, then climb back, and it just sounds like
cold.
someone's just fucking.
That's really good.
Yeah, so you put a bit of fishing line, a sinker, and throw them on, and then they'd all night. It just sounds like someone keeps rocking your roof, but no one's actually throwing anything.
Another one that's good on roofs is roadkill. It's going and like 3-4 day old,
Yeah.
where it's just about to go manky. You know what I mean? Just hoik that up there on their roof. Because what happens is, as it starts to break down, it gets into the gutters.
Yeah.
Like bits and pieces fall into the gutters, and then it goes up under the eaves, like underneath the roofing iron. Yeah, I'm not saying I've ever done it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I heard once online.
Yeah. No, so yeah.
I'm that petty.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you do a little bit of training and stuff like that, you're like, fuck, I want to see if this works.
But it's just rubbish having to deal with that in your own home.
Yeah.
Like having stink neighbours. There's nothing worse.
And after coming back from that, and because I get fired up, I get like shaky and that. I actually wanted to like do
Trust
something bad.
I know how you feel. You know I know how you feel. Because it sucks too, because blokes like us aren't ones to go out and start shit with the people that live next door
It's
to us.
mainly
I
trying
mean,
to help
you
your
will
neighbour.
because you live next door to your brother. That's different.
The thing is, I can tell my
That's a
neighbour he's a cunt to his
generational
face, and 5 minutes later, we're going to talk to each other again.
You got to work together. Nothing worse. But it is. It's not hard to be nice to your neighbours. Like, you don't have to live with them.
No.
They're not in your house. You might talk to them once a month type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not hard to keep the peace. But things like that are just thick.
Yeah, but this is an old retired fella. He's a fit old bloke.
Oh, the bloke that you were helping?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a fit
right.
old bloke.
Oh, right, he's that old. He's retired and everything. You don't need that shit when you're retired.
And he's like, he goes, I'm at the point where I think I might have to fucking move.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Did he
goes,
say that?
Yeah, he goes, I'm retired. I lived here. This is where I was going to, finish up. And he goes, now I've got to fucking look like I might have to move because he goes, I'm at my wit's end. My wife's scared to live here. All this sort of stuff. He goes, the way they carry on, these other people in this other house, she's
that's ordinary,
worrying about her own life every
Wow,
night. Yeah,
really?
That's what he's like, yeah. I was like, fuck that. It's just like, you're not allowed to do shit. The law
No,
is
I
fucked.
know. That's the worst part, eh? You
And
can't even...
But the thing is, everyone in the neighbourhood knows that they're a bunch of fuckwits.
Yeah,
and you
really?
can't do nothing
Yeah,
about
I
it.
know. There's nothing... Yeah. A lot can be... I reckon a lot in this day and age could be solved with a factory reset.
Yeah.
Just doesn't even have to be like just an open hand.
Yeah.
Just boof. I think as blokes we respond to that. Like when we've been out of order and someone gives you a clip, you kind of go, "Oh, okay, all right, across the line." Sincerest apologies. But nowadays, oh, go on, I'll film you.
Phones
go
are
on,
out.
Go on, like this, you know.
They pull up the front of your place and take photos of your vehicles so they can find out, give it to the police to hopefully find out who you are. But guess what? You can't. I don't know. Can you do a rego search and find out who owns
No,
the
you don't
vehicle?
get names.
Search the names.
No,
Nah.
you get the vehicle type
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff, but you don't get names.
Yeah.
No. And like it's all for nothing anyway because you're on your
Broke
block.
no law.
You're on your land. Like you know
That
what
was
you should
the main
do?
thing.
You should go back and right behind their house, just dig a pit. Because you know it'll fill up with water and it'll just become like a breeding ground for mozzies and toads and that sort of stuff. And
Crocodiles.
if anyone asks, nature pond.
Croc pit. Stevie Irwin's
Far
pit.
out. Yeah, that's painful. That's painful. No one wants that where they live.
Yeah. So
Don't be those humans.
Don't be a shit
Don't be
neighbour.
those humans.
Don't-
Don't be a shit neighbour.
I know there's a lot of people out there probably have shit neighbours, and that's what I said. I'm so glad that we live where we live and we don't have shit neighbours.
Yeah.
Get along with
Well-
all our fucking neighbours, and yeah, so lucky.
I
How about
get
you,
along
Jai?
with
Next question.
one of your neighbours. I get along like a house on fire. Absolute house
and the
on
other
fire.
one I'd like to.
And the other one I'd like to. Yeah, in a nutshell. But anyway, it's like I said, it's not hard. May not like my neighbours overly much, but we don't blue or carry on.
Yeah.
They're on their side of the fence. I'm on my side of the fence.
Yeah.
Like end of story. Just leave it at that. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not jerking him off. Hey,
So speaking of fights, Podcast Royale's
Yeah,
coming
right.
up.
Podcast Royale, 26th of April next month. 4 weeks.
So, 5 weeks. I had to look at my phone. It's 5 weeks for some reason. Yeah.
30 days, September, April, June.
Yeah, it's 31.
Oh, yeah, it's 31. Okay, then
so-
5 weeks.
5 weeks, and we're going to go down and have a bit of a blam.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, so Jai's in the 7-man blindfolded. He's taking down some what do you call it? Bust the fucking hole in the so you
Well,
can see.
yeah, poke a little hole in it just to get a one up. But and Benny Pennigill, he's actually blind.
Yeah.
He's going to be in there swinging for the fences. I just hope no one hits his fucking dog. Like, imagine how the dog's going to feel. 6 blokes in there swinging like lunatics. Poor fucking Labrador's going to be in the corner just shitting himself. What did I do?
Row. No, we love you, Ben. You got a good podcast too, Ben.
Yes,
mate.
actually.
Yeah, really good podcast.
Dogs thinking they never prepared me for this in guide dog school. Shit.
So, what the other names of the podcast you're fighting against?
No.
I just seen the look on your face. You're like, don't ask that
Not a
question.
bit. No.
I think it's the Two Piss Kents, Dusty Boots.
Yeah, Dusty Boots is
your
definitely
mates,
in there.
Your
Yep.
mates, is it?
And then it's just Ben and me. I think that's it.
Yeah. So there's two sets of twos.
Yeah, 2 sets of twos.
And then
one
Ben,
from the
you.
other, me, Ben.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking the
Gold
other
Coast-
day because two of them like there's 2 sets of two, and they'll be punching their own fucking mate in the head.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
never
like,
even thought
be
about
yelling
that.
out, pineapples. Well, don't go near pineapples. That's how
Yeah.
fucking...
I never even... Imagine if you clean your mate up.
Yeah.
This could be the end of some podcasts here. This could be friggin' hilarious. If I clean somebody up, I'm going to be like, nah, bro, it was him. I saw him. Everyone saw it.
Yeah, so we're...
Gold Coast Exhibition Entertainment Centre.
Yep.
After party is at the casino? No.
Yeah, it's in the
in the casino.
casino in the thing there. I think I don't know if the tickets are sold out for that or not. They're $250 a ticket.
I
for
think
all
they
you can
are
drink.
for that, but I think there's still tickets for the event itself.
Yeah, the event. Yep. So
Weigh-ins on the Thursday.
Thursday at some pub at the casino there somewhere.
How you looking weight-wise?
Yeah, getting there.
Getting there?
I just got to stay off the fucking piss.
I'll make weight. Ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of a phone call to Will from the Now That's Dramas podcast, mate. How are we looking
Listen, bro.
weight-wise? Are we allowed to go up a bit?
Maybe 85 was a stretch.
Yeah. We'll see if we can make it anyway.
How you feeling? All right?
No shit. I'm falling to fucking bits.
I'm feeling 46. That's how I'm feeling.
When you try to step up some training at the age of 46, stuff stops working.
Yeah. Rest is just as important.
Yeah,
isn't
rest
it?
is best.
Yeah. It is, man. It is. And
So-
you've been going hard out. Like, I take my hat off to you.
Yeah,
I kicked off about 3 weeks ago.
3 hours.
No, I will come and do some sparring this week. I better. My thing is, though, I don't care how good a boxer you are. Like, one of those boxers could be Mike Tyson
Yeah.
in that ring. But once your eyes are shut, it don't matter. It's like that Theo Von
That's
thing.
how I spar.
It's like that.
Ow, stop.
It's like that Theo Von thing. I don't know if you've ever fought 5 black guys at night. Just imagine you're fighting 5 guys, and now close your eyes. How many guys are you fighting? As many as your mind can imagine. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. There's nothing you can do for that. You could be the best boxer in the world and get cleaned up by a pissed Kent.
Or someone that's got dust on their
Shout
boots.
out, boys. Shout out. Or a blind man and his dog. Hey, on the
You could even get cleaned up by your mate.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, on the boxing topic, Valet George Foreman.
He died.
He died.
Oh, I know.
75 years old.
I didn't know that. When was that?
Yesterday.
So we're recording this on Sunday.
Yeah, so
well.
Saturday. American time, I don't know what that would have been.
Jeez.
But yeah, go on. 74 or 75? He was?
Who's going to
Man,
make, who's gonna
that's
make
like
the grills now?
That's like a...
Too soon?
No, not at all. I mean, the dude made more money off grills than he did boxing. So shout out to him. But that's like a real end of an era because like Sonny Liston's gone, George Foreman's gone, Muhammad Ali's gone. Like that's a real end of an era right there. That was the era before Tyson and Lewis and Holyfield and that sort of stuff. That's like some absolute historical kind of world-class boxers.
All right, we'll have a beer to Mr. Foreman.
Yeah, I'll have a beer for Big George. Absolutely.
So we've got the Poets again. The Poets Country Dry.
This is a good one. I like this one. Cheers to George Foreman, boys.
Cheers, boys.
An absolute legend of the sport. And a gentleman too. You never really heard any shit out of... You know what? You never really heard any shit out of that generation of boxers. They were still gentlemen back then, weren't they?
But even Muhammad Ali was more about himself than the other person.
Yeah, he was. But, I mean... Is there a, considering what he represented, and look, we come back to the goats of sport again. You know, we were talking about the UFC a while back and their goats and that sort of stuff. Ali's got to be up there, like, as in all-time goats. Yeah. Because he transcended a lot of things that were outside the ring.
Yeah, well, he pretty much, did all that.
You know what I mean?
Stuff and all that,
like, there was the Vietnam thing that he pushed back on. There was the racism thing that he pushed back on. He became a Muslim. He changed his name. There were so many things that dude did that elevated black athletes to another stratosphere. And it was around the time, like, and Foreman was part of that. Yeah, Rumble in the Jungle, that fight they did in Zaire. They couldn't get it sanctioned in America, so they just went, stuff yous, we'll go over and have a fight in Africa. And that today is still probably one of the most historical fights that's ever been fought.
Definitely.
I can't think of I honestly can't think of a bigger one than that fight.
No, there's not.
I don't think so.
Except for the Podcast Royale 2.0.
Yeah, the second one, not the first one. First one was pretty ordinary.
Because I was in the crowd.
So, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one, man. That's a real shame. So, rip George Foreman. And also, this probably isn't a, talking, fighting, talking boxing, training, all that sort of stuff. There was a young fella that I'm going to give a shout out to down in Melbourne.
Kicked his own goal.
Down in Melbourne last week, a young mixed martial artist, Jake Sandler. So shout out to Jake and his family down in Melbourne. He's only 21 years old. And he passed away from a rare muscle injury that's been linked to excessive exercise.
Yep. That's why I don't train.
He pushed too much. It's called rhabdomyolysis. That's a mouthful.
I think I've actually had this.
Rhabdomyolysis.
Rhabdomyolysis.
Yeah, it's pretty much when you pee Coca-Cola, pretty much.
Yeah, I got a photo on my phone of mine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I had to go to hospital and get all my fluids flushed.
And it's basically, so what it says here is that it's a disintegration of the muscle fibers, and then you get toxins entering the bloodstream, which can cause organ shutdown.
Yeah, the
starts
enzymes.
enzymes. That's right.
Yeah, breaks down protein, and it can sit on your kidneys and your heart.
That's the one.
Really,
you had that?
Yep. I can show you a photo of my.
Yeah, show us.
Wow, yeah. We'll chuck that up. We'll chuck that up for sure.
No dick pics.
So yeah, big rip to Jake's family, man, because that's like 21 years old. That's
only a young
baby.
Man.
You're a baby, and he looked like a hell of an athlete. Like the photos of this kid, like looked like a bit of a monster.
It comes down to that that fight dietitian that does all pretty much the UFC people and all that.
Yeah,
he's got it fucking worked out. And then there's an old school and a new school way of looking at things, and I think still the amateurs and all the other stuff is old school.
True.
So that's it's like
and
a
that's
tea
what
colour.
starts. That's what happens, is it? That's all the toxins coming out.
And then they check your I forget what it's called now, but the levels in your kidneys and stuff.
Yeah.
Not creatine.
It's creatine.
Yeah, and mine was like.
They checked mine the other day because mine was a bit shit too.
Above. Yeah.
And
it was pretty. Scary.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So there you go, brother. That's another reason to rest. When you got those niggles and that sort of thing, pull up, rest, because if it can happen to a 21-year-old, you mean damn sure happen to a 46-year-old, you might just have a straight heart attack and drop dead. So be careful. Be careful. Okay?
I'm peeing blue, not Coca-Cola at the moment. I stopped that because I'm starting to fucking get sore.
I'm kind of glad, bro. I'm kind of glad because I don't think anyone's supposed to be pissing like a Smurf just quietly.
But that shirt was white before I peed on it.
Stained it blue.
Standard blue.
No good. Yeah, no good. So, yeah, take it easy. All those fellas getting ready for this podcast royal. Don't go too hard. Don't go too hard.
Take a leaf out of my book. Drink some poets because piss off early tomorrow Saturday. That's what it means.
It's genius. Genius. What else you got?
I got a butterfly. You know the biggest butterfly in the world? I sent it to you.
Okay. Is it here in Oz?
No, I don't know. I think it might be overseas somewhere.
Okay, so do we have
Thailand
the
or
biggest
somewhere like
moth? Do we have the biggest
Well,
moth?
I think this is classed as a moth as well.
Oh, is it?
Because it's got a 1 to 2 week lifespan.
No shit.
It's the Atticus atlas. So if you want to type
Oh,
that
the
in.
Atlas moth.
Atticus
Is that what they call it? I
atlas.
think it's the Atlas moth.
So you got to write Atticus as
Yeah.
well.
And these are basically like
And
they're
see
basically
the tips of its wings?
They're basically a pterodactyl.
Yeah, but see its wings? They're
Yeah.
shaped like a snake's head.
No way, they are too.
And that's how they don't get eaten or anything because they think a fucking snake's going to eat them.
For real.
And it looks like a
It
deadly
looks
black
like
mamba or
it
something.
looks
mate.
like a snake's head.
Yeah.
It's got an eye and everything.
Yeah. That's like, that'd be the wickedest
That's
tattoo.
crazy.
Just to have
talk.
that tattoo on your back would be awesome.
I've heard about these moths before, but I never knew that. I never
So
knew
what would that? That'd be 250 from wing to wing sort of thing?
Oh,
Probably.
it's a foot.
Yeah.
Easy. Look at it. Look at his forearm.
It's a big
Wing
moth.
surface area 24. Okay, yeah, wingspan of 24 centimeters. So yeah, all right.
Oh, sorry, I said 250. I was 10 mil out.
Atlas moth, forest of Asia. Wow,
Yeah, so Google that, everyone.
that's a cool
Have a look
looking
at it.
critter,
The
man.
Atticus atlas. And it's like, it looks like it could bite you with its wings.
Like it actually does. That's crazy.
It looks like a snake. Like they've actually made it to look like a snake. How the fuck can nature do that?
We
Hey,
don't know.
how-
We don't know, bro, and we're not supposed to know. These are questions that are so far above our pub pay grade.
A pub grade.
Our pub grade. Our pub ammo pay grade. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful animal.
Oh,
Isn't
it is. It'd be
I
the
was-
best tat.
I went for a walk a couple of days ago. Oh, it was before the rain, actually, before this rain kicked off. And I've never seen so many Ulysses butterflies around my
Yeah.
place. Along the river edge and that sort of thing.
Are the blue ones. You only get them in North Queensland. They call them they call them the Cooktown butterfly as
Oh,
well.
do they?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
Type in, Ulysses butterfly and then Cooktown butterfly. I think it's the same one.
Is it?
So is that the blue one? It's probably the most beautiful
Australia, Indo,
colour.
and PNG. But I think we get the one that's like the most iridescent. Blue Mountain Swallowtail or Ulysses, yeah.
Or
Yep.
just type in Cooktown butterfly, see if that.
Including areas of Cooktown. That's wicked.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Like I said, I reckon in the space of a half hour, 40-minute walk, I probably saw about 20 of them.
So that's the wrong one. This is a different
birdwing.
one. It's the birdwing butterfly. It's Cooktown birdwing.
Man, they're beautiful, eh?
Hmm.
We got some cool critters up here, eh? We really do.
And poor bastards. They only live 1 to 2 weeks. You know,
How
that
stink.
that big butterfly there, that Atticus, it lives to 1 to 2 weeks. And it doesn't eat anything. It just lives off its own body fat stores, and just its job is to lay eggs for the next generation.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I think most butterflies and that they have a longer period as larvae than they do as a butterfly or a moth. That's so miserable, isn't it? I wonder if everything moves quicker for them because they're only alive for 14 days. Because they're only outside. Like dog years are 7 years
Yeah.
for every year of our. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I wonder
imagine
if
me
it's the
flap.
same
Every
for-
flap just hurt. No.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You wonder if everything's moving at hypersonic speed, so it feels like they've had a full life or something like that. I don't know. That's just
They've been resting up for a bit in the cocoon.
yeah,
Relaxing there for a while.
way cool. What else you got? Get anything else?
You got another good one.
Okay, what is it?
Humpback whales.
Yeah.
You know how they navigate? Navigate?
Navigate,
There, you got to navigate or what?
because he's a humpback. Now, isn't it the whole sonar thing?
No sonar.
What is it? How do they do it?
They use the Earth magnetic field, but you know how?
No.
The nodule, they're called tubercles, and you know they're like a round, like baseball under their skin sort of thing. They're all over their face.
Yeah. Well, I don't, but you're telling me. Okay.
Yeah, but if you look at a humpback whale, there's all these bumps all over them.
Okay, so there's things underneath that, is there?
Yeah, there's bacteria inside that. And the bacteria inside that, what it does?
What?
It's points north. So the bacteria, you put it in a petri dish and it'll float around. And if you stir it around, it'll all just go back to magnetic north.
Are you for real?
Yeah, 100%.
That's pretty cool.
And they said even turtles have it, and penguins have the same bacteria in their bodies.
So I wonder if that's the same thing that sharks have, because sharks have that line of something or other, they call it, around their nose. You look on a shark's nose, they have those big paws, and all those paws are filled with like a gelatin type substance, and that helps them to navigate and locate things quickly and all that sort of stuff. That's how they find distressed things in the water. It's got nothing to do with the blood.
I reckon you probably find that this bacteria is in a lot of things.
It probably would be. That's crazy.
Yeah. Humpback navigation tubicles, yeah.
That's crazy. On the topic of whales, humpback whales' heart is the size of a small car.
Is it?
It's about the same size as a V-dub. Their heart. Imagine that shit.
Fucking hell.
That's monstrous.
Blue
Imagine
whales
the pressure. Imagine the pressure that a heart that size could create. Like if our heart creates enough pressure that we do.
What do we push? Have a look at that. I think what sort of PSI our heart? I think it's like 80 PSI.
I think it's pretty high, especially under of human heart.
Especially after getting your head punched in.
Doing the PSI heart.
2.3 is it?
2.3 PSI. So imagine our heart's what the size. I think your heart's the size of your fist.
Yeah.
So imagine that a heart that's the size of a car.
Did you know if your palm of your hand is bigger than the size of your face, you got twice as much chance of getting cancer?
Really?
Yeah, you try it.
No. No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you as far as I can kick you, and I've got big hands, so no.
So this is what you do,
I don't
everyone.
wanna know.
Yeah, they put it on their face, and then you just get your hand and jam your hand in the back.
You're going to do something, you flog. Okay, blue whale heart rates can vary as low as 2 beats a minute during deep dives and up to 37 beats a minute on the surface. Okay, 2 beats a minute. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's very cool. That's one critter I'd love to see, them and the sperm whales. Because you can go out to Tonga and dive with sperm whales, eh?
I reckon you can just take the whales out for you.
Yeah, that's way cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was a real good one.
Yeah, that's a very cool one. Very cool one.
So did you bring any pub emo today?
Oh, kind of, but not really. Like, I've got some interesting, facts of just stuff that's going on around the place. Like, so how there's been this, Donald Trump's been stirring up a bit of shit. And he's been throwing shade at Canada. He's been throwing shade at Mexico and blah, blah, blah. And he's made a big play at the Panama Canal. Because apparently America built the Panama Canal going back 80 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah. And they apparently hold some sort of lease agreement over it. Or
It used to be called the FAR.
The FAR?
The
FAR Canal? So they apparently hold some sort of lease agreement over it, right? And he wants to basically stop any other vessels except for American-bound vessels going through the Panama Canal. Look, you take what he says with a grain of salt because, let's be honest, he's a little bit deranged.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo. And he's been throwing a lot of shade at Mexico lately. Oh, they're drug dealers. Take back all your thing. And the prime minister, or president, I should say, of Mexico is a woman.
Yeah.
And she's well-spoken, well-read, all that sort of stuff. And he was saying, we're going to send back all the rapists and that sort of thing. And she was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realise that was the case. We seeing as you voted one in, that's what we thought you wanted. She actually said that in an interview. And I'm like, oh, bravo. So guess what? I know, it's good, eh? It's so good. But guess what Mexico started last year that everybody completely missed? Mexico has started their own canal.
Did they?
Yep. They're putting a canal straight through the guts of Mexico at its narrowest part.
Yep.
And it actually means for a 5 hour shorter, 5 hour or 5 day? 5 day shorter trip than using the Panama Canal. And they've offered it to all these. It's going to be done in 6 years' time, which is,
Yep.
don't get me wrong, it's a fair amount of time. But I mean, shit, you're digging a canal big enough for tankers and container ships to go through. And they're talking that they're going to make it bigger than the Panama, because the reason that vessels, international cargo vessels, and that sort of thing, are limited to a certain size.
Yeah.
They never build them bigger than 300 meters. In fact,
Yeah.
they always build them to 299 or 298. The Evergreen's the biggest,
Yeah.
and it's 299, right? They do that because 299 is the limit of vessel size that they can take through the Panama Canal.
Yeah, man,
And
you
the
park it
Suez,
sideways like
and the
Dolmo.
Suez can, well, yeah, unless you drive it into a friggin' ditch and shut the whole planet down, right? They're making theirs bigger
Yep.
so that they can get bigger
Super
vessels than
ones.
that through. So all of a sudden, the option for vessel manufacturers to start
600 meter
building,
ones and
that's exactly
Yeah.
right. It could be a real like game changer. This,
Yeah.
but this bitch has offered it to every other country except
America.
the US. And guess who's in there helping them build it?
China.
Absolutely,
China.
absolutely, they are.
I don't even have to guess.
Is
I-
that it?
like-
That
railway.
interoceanic corridor is what they're going to call it. A trade alternative to the Panama Canal, which is also, that's right, that was another thing I read. Panama Canal struggling because of drought.
Yeah.
They haven't had enough water, and the Panama is getting really shallow, and they're starting to struggle getting some of the vessels through because there's not enough
yeah, you
water.
think you just use the ocean water. I don't know how it all works.
Well, I mean,
Because they got locks.
for
and
the
stuff
most
like
of
that.
it,
Yeah.
for the most part, for a certain distance, it is
Yeah.
ocean water. But there's only so far ocean water will push up on
Yeah.
the tide. Like when
How
the
long
ti-
is? I want to know how long both these are.
I'm not sure. Well, that one is going to be, what'd that say? 186 mile. $7.5 billion, that is.
Just
Yeah,
look-
Panama Canal's only 51 miles.
51 mile. That's still long. Hey.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it is. And there's big talk over in the Middle East at the moment that Yemen's going to do the same thing because Yemen controls the entrance into is it the Red Sea? Not the Red Sea. Wherever all the bullshit's going on at the moment, because the gap from side to side is only 9 kilometres.
Yeah.
And they're talking about putting a bridge and a gate over it, so that, because they control it, it's their waterway, so
Yeah.
they're allowed to.
Yeah,
And
look at that.
yeah,
That's
that's it
all
there.
out
The
to Jordan and Israel and all that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can it keep going all the way through there, or is
Yeah,
it,
they go through. That's where they come. Is that where they
is that a
come out?
creek? Can you zoom in
Yeah,
there?
I'm sure there's a gap through there that they go through. Suez. There, that's
Yeah, it's
the Suez Canal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yemen, because America's started throwing shade and missiles at Yemen, Yemen's talking about putting a great big friggin' gate on it, and no one can use it, which means the US would be absolutely screwed when it comes to trying to start wars in the Middle East,
Yeah.
because they won't be able to get in there. But Israel is, if you pause it there, Israel is talking about doing another one off the Persian Gulf
Yep, through
up the
Kuwait.
talk there, and they want to run one through
Iraq.
there. Yep.
Kuwait.
But that's a huge distance. That's a
Yeah, because
massive
Dubai's
distance.
just there. It's like just funny how there's a war right there and Dubai's right there. It's
Yeah.
like next door. It's like even like they reckon I was supposed to go to a thing a few years ago in Israel.
Mm.
It was not far from the Gaza Strip and all that sort of shit, wherever all that's
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's there.
And you go there to look at a fertilizer bloody setup and that, and they reckon you could look across over there, and that's where all the bombing and all that's happening. But it only happens there, so you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like a 40K strip, and everywhere else is just like, yep, we're fine here.
And shout out to all those people in Palestine too, because ever since Trump come in, I don't know if you've been watching, you probably haven't paid too much attention, and I don't know why I pay so much attention, but I do.
It's
But
in your algorithms.
It's just, yeah, it is, man. And yeah, I'm not going to go down the anti-Semitic route. It's not all Jewish. It's just a certain portion.
Yep.
And in one day last week, man, one day, I think 2 or 3 days ago, when they decided to start bombing them again, there was like 400 people in a day killed,
Jeez.
and 150 of them were kids.
It's always kids.
They're
That's
it's a genocide. Like, I don't know why anyone's pretending that it's not. Like, if it hurts your feelings, then stop doing it. Like, far out. It's not hard. Anyway, yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool by Mexico, because I think a lot of countries have now worked out that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's more options than just the US and the US
Yeah.
dollar. And I think that's what's got the US on real tenterhooks at the moment.
And I think that's why they're going inwards with all their
Yeah.
tariffs and all that, because they got to mind what they do now. So they got
They
to like,
really
actually
do.
we got to get ourselves set back up so
Yep.
we can start pretty much again to
And the amount of Americans that still believe that these tariffs are affecting the importer, the
Yeah.
exporter. They're not. Like
Importer
it's the importer pays the
Yeah.
tariffs that then gets handed on to the consumer. Like it's not. Like if they put a 200%
But
tariff on an EV
these-
car,
these
you're going to
people-
pay 200% more for the EV car.
But these are probably the same people that put rocks in a drain.
They're the same people. They're the same people that voted for him. The best one I've seen is a bloke married a bird from Puerto Rico. American dude married this bird from Puerto Rico. They went to somewhere for their honeymoon, and then on the way back into America, she got pulled up, and they were like, "Are you American citizen?" She said, "No, but me and my husband are going to get it sorted out." Deported, gone. Didn't even let her come back in the country. Gone. She'd been living in the country for 12 years. Gone out the door. And she gets like this 5-year ban because she was in there as an illegal immigrant. So she gets a 5-year ban from coming back.
So hubby just moved
he
to Puerto Rico.
for her. He voted for him. He voted for Trump. And there's stories like this coming out of everywhere. All these people that voted for him, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh no. Hey, I got one for you. Have you seen they bought those 2 astronauts back?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they got them back. They got them back. Now, no, 6 months. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. It was a long time. It was a long time that these guys were up in space, right?
Yeah.
So, you gotta. We're gonna put it up when this comes out. We'll make sure we put it up.
200
You gotta see the landing. You got to see the landing,
So you
bro.
reckon they weren't even fucking up there,
Mate,
or what?
bro.
They'd be dead.
I'm telling you. Oh, no.
Obliterated.
No. It is the most picturesque landing you've ever seen in your.
AI.
Oh my god, bro! There's dolphins. They land in the water, and within like minutes, not even minutes, there's dolphins jumping around the fucking thing. You cannot. Look, this is what it comes down to. You know when you lie about something?
Yeah.
Inevitably what happens is you've got to lie to cover that lie, don't you? And then you've got to lie to cover that lie. So when you make a lie as big as going to the fucking moon, for the next 60, 70 years, you've got to come up with lies to cover the fact that you went to the moon.
Yeah.
So this thing's come down. Wait till you see these parachutes come out. No, is that it? I don't think that's it, bro. Oh, is it?
It looks newish.
Okay, yeah, this is it. Watch this. Watch the parachutes, right? Watch the parachutes and how they. Yeah, here it is. This is it. This is the one. Go. You got to play this shit. And there was 2 astronauts, wasn't there? There was 2 astronauts, a
there's
male and a
4
female.
there.
There's 4 there. Where'd the other 2 come from? Anyone know? No, maybe they just went up in the thing to get them. Yeah,
That's
about
what
there, bro. Play it there.
They must
Play
have
it
to
there.
go up to get them, or what?
Look at this,
This looks AI fucking bullshit.
right? Come on,
Come
bro.
on.
Come on. Wait till it hits the water. Watch the parachutes. Watch how perfectly these parachutes fall to the water. Watch the splashing.
Oh, that's fucking AI.
Look at it.
Oh.
You're kidding, right? You are kidding.
We think that's real.
Wait for it. Wait for the dolphins. Cue dolphins. Where's the strings attached? Like you cannot make this shit up. And the boats are there. The boats are all over there. Like bang, they were on point.
Where's the fucking dolphin?
Wait for it. You'll see them. When the boats like get a little bit nearer, all of a sudden the dolphins pull up. And they just start swimming around the base of the capsule. Look at the capsule though. Look at it.
It's not even moving like it would.
Not even a bit.
The waves, yeah.
And then at some point, yeah, skip forward a little bit, bro. And at some point, there's this random wave happens out in the background. If you look in the background, there's just this random wave that's just sitting out there like for no good reason at all.
I'm just looking at the stuff getting sprayed out.
Right?
But how's this drone got there so deadly?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, look at
It
it.
was right beside
The
it when
drone
it
was
came
there.
in.
The drone operator was 38 mile away, but the drone was just hovering around.
in
Or
the exact
the
spot.
come on.
This still looks fake here.
If anyone wants any convincing, yeah, play it there, bud. I watched this about 65 million times. That's how many times I friggin' watched it. Even the boat and the crew on the boat don't look real.
I don't know what's going
It's
on.
just absurd. It's so absurd. It's not even funny. But then when they get off so all the images you've seen of this bird, and this bloke on the thing, they look old and they look weathered, and her hair's gone grey because she's been out in space for 6 months. You know what I mean? So her hair's greyed and all that sort of stuff. And then when they get off when they come walking down the ramp off the thing, in their suits and that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, and in the thing they've got white suits on. When they walk out, they got blue suits on.
It got changed.
It's crazy. It is crazy. It is mind-bogglingly crazy that they think that this would.
And the other thing is how it landed, and it's like the perfect day on the water.
The
as
perfect day on the water. It'd
Just
be
bring 'em back
interesting.
on the
I
perfect
reckon
day.
you'd be able to find out where splashdown was, and you'd probably be able to use like US naval weather and find out what the weather was doing in that area. It's probably blowing 35 knots and pissing down with rain and 3-meter swells. It's just so yeah. They had her in the thing, right? And all the latest photos, she's got like all her regrowth has come through and grey hair, and she walks down the ramp out of the friggin' helicopter and that sort of stuff. Hair's perfectly dark, dyed brown, like all done. He's got a nice fade, like an uptown fade, like a taper fade on his hair. Like, you've been in space for 6 months. What? That bitch can cut hair now too?
Well, they're fucking astronauts, mate.
Your mum is an astronaut. Like, come on. It just is. You can't. Like, bro.
Yeah.
If you ever needed convincing that we never went to the moon, that shit was it.
So if you Netflix shows,
Yeah.
if you want to watch a show that has been written by a sorority, not a sorority, what's the frat house?
Yeah.
Like an action show that was written by a frat house.
Yeah.
Check out Obliterated.
Obliterated. What's it on? Netflix?
It's on Netflix, rated R.
What's it about?
Oh, it's just these like fucking. They're trying to stop the Las Vegas from getting blown up from a nuclear bomb,
Oh my God.
but they're all hot and they're all like every scene just got more dick than pussy.
Ah, that's always a shame. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's not, but for the most part, it is.
Yeah, but it's just funny. Like I just don't know how they work it out. In R8 or whatever, they're allowed to show chicks' tits and not even anything down there. But a bloke can have his slong hanging out, and they just show that hanging
Can
around.
they?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's
As long
weird.
as it's not hard.
Ah. It's what I find sometimes a little bit disheartening with porn. It's just the size of those fellas' dicks. Like it just like you're
Well,
like.
there's one fella on this one who's just like, yeah, he pulls it out, and I said, that's AI for sure. Said to me, Miss,
That's what I say.
Got to
to
be AI.
That's what I say about every big one. I say AI.
It's AI.
It's all AI. Yeah. Because some of the and then you see those birds, those porn star chicks pretending that they like it. You don't like that shit. There's no way you like that shit. Your lungs is getting pushed out of the road. Nobody likes that. No one could possibly
so-
enjoy that.
I'd say do not watch it in front of the kids because I didn't even read that it was rated R, and I was just watching the next minute. Holy shit! Fuck, diving. You know when you do the army roll across the couch?
To grab the remote.
No, stop. No, it's not bad. I don't really care, but my missus ups me when there's something I'm trying, just so I don't get in trouble.
That's too. Because there is nothing more awkward than watching a movie with your folks,
Yeah, no,
and then
your
all of a sudden a
kids.
big set. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Like you remember when you were young
Yeah.
and you're watching a movie, and then a sex scene comes on, and you're like, oh. Shit.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad are sitting on the couch.
The
Everyone's
old finger
pretending
split.
not to look.
The old finger split.
Yeah. Your brother's at the end of the couch.
Because he's older and he's a bit more primed. Trying to get it
it's
out.
terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, mental note to self: don't watch that with the kids.
Yeah, don't watch that
watch
with the
that
kids.
with the
But
kids.
watch it. It's pretty. Yeah, it's funny, but yeah,
Okay.
it's actually classed as a comedy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
well, it
so
looks
it's like
like
an
it. I've
action
got to be
comedy.
honest. It looks like a comedy. I'll tell you what I was watching. I was in. So I went and got Indian last night, and I was in there waiting for our order, and they had like they had a screen up, and they put their Indian music on. You know what I mean? And I don't mind some of it. Like, it's got pretty funky beat and all that sort of stuff. It's not bad.
Baby, got you, Gucci, got you, got you,
that sort of
got you.
So I'm watching this. Have you ever watched their video clips, though?
Oh, Bollywood shit.
Bro,
Bollywood.
that was the most bizarre film clip. So this dude was dressed like a thug, like he was from Compton or something like that. Indian dude, right? He had the do-rag on, he had the
He from
glasses.
Compton.
Yeah, and he's like rapping around, and he's got like, at one stage there was like a Lamborghini behind him. I'm like, yeah, cool. Next thing you know, he's like gone from being in the hood and in front of a Lamborghini.
To a mule.
And literally straight. He's in a field sitting on the roof of an old Ford 5000 tractor. And there's other lads in tractors going around. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like this. And then he's in front of like this really nice old like Buick or Chevy type car that's done up nice, but the boot's open and it's all full of sugarcane. I'm like, what the hell is going on right
getting
now?
agricultural.
It was getting straight agricultural. And they had like a drone view looking down on this open field, and there's like 6 tractors doing donuts, but they're not doing donuts. They're just driving in circles because it's a tractor. They don't have the grunt to do a donut. So they're just doing circle work out in the paddock. And I'm sitting there watching it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find this clip. I don't know what it was called. But he's lip syncing the song, and it wasn't even in time to the song. Like his mouth was moving at a completely different rate. I don't even know if he was singing the same song. It was the most bizarre thing I ever. Yeah, music video. But if you can find this, bro, this will crack you up. It was just crazy bizarre. I can't understand how anyone making a music video.
Bollywood, though.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen some of the stuff those Bollywood movies come out with? They're pretty sick. Like, when you want to talk about far-fetched movies,
But all their tractors are always two-wheel drive,
That
too.
might have been
They're
it.
never four-wheel drive. They're always two-wheel drive.
Go down a bit. Bit more. No, that's not it. Sorry.
Mahindra, too.
No, that's a Mahindra tractor. That definitely wasn't. It was an old Ford 5000. I know, because I've got a Ford 5000. That's how I know it
And it's for
was.
sale if anyone wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while he's looking for
No,
that,
that's not it. Anyway.
I had
it was
a look
just
on
crazy talk.
I'm gonna play this because this is pretty fucking cool. I watched it on Insta today, and I thought, geez, it takes me back to my fucking time. Where is it?
What time?
Football, when I used to play a bit of rugby league.
Oh, yeah. I think you sent this to me, didn't you?
So I sent it. I tried to send as much stuff as
Do you
I
remember
could.
the song? Is it still the same song?
So, yeah, it is.
It's
But
still the same
they
song.
missed one. Here it is here. We met him down the beach. We can drink a fucking carton. We can drink a carton each. And when we light a fire, we make the fucker burn.
Is that what it was?
And when we get a root, we give every kind of turn. Down the throat it goes.
Is that their song?
Even through a funnel, bucket and a hose. Even if it burns, or if it fucking stings, if it's alcoholic, then we'll drink the fucking thing.
Oh, my God.
So you want to know how that song come about?
Go.
But that song was made 30 years ago. When I was fucking down the beach at Eddie Bay on the piss with me mates, and this echidna walked up out. We were just sitting there, and this echidna walked up out of the bush, and it just was covered in ticks, and it just walked up and sat beside us around the campfire. And lucky we weren't on no psychedelics, and we would have been freaking. And it just sat beside the campfire, just looking at us. So we picked it up and like carried it around for the rest of the night.
Are you serious?
We named him Maui.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so and then we made this song up about Maui.
And that was it.
And it's a fucking Maui. We met him down the beach. We can drink a fucking card.
Is that where the song came from? Talking about an echidna?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. It's not even footy related in any way, shape, or form.
But so then they asked for one day, we were at the footy club and they said, "Oh, has anyone got a fucking? We don't have a walker." I said, "Well, I can make one up," and I just said that one.
And it stuck.
And it stuck with the club.
30 years later, they're still singing about echidna.
Yeah.
That is so funny. And I bet none of them have any idea why they're singing what they're singing.
No.
We should go down and ask, bro. Next game, let's go watch the next home game
they
and
changed
ask
it.
them.
They changed it from Maui to a leprechaun.
Did they?
They say, "It's a fucking leprechaun. We met him down the beach. We can drink a fucking carton. We can drink a carton each. And when we light a fire, we make the fucker burn. But when we get a root, we give every kind of turn. If
Is
we're
that-
in a fight,
we've
we
gotta get-
really
we're
kick
going
some
the next-
ass.
we're
And
going
when
the
we
next
get a
home
chance, yeah, we smoke him up some grass. If it's alcoholic, or down the throat it goes. Even through a funnel, a bucket, and a hose. Even if it burns or if it fucking stings. If it's alcoholic, then we'll drink the fucking thing."
Yeah, really. We got to go. We're going the next home game.
Yeah, boom.
And see if any of them know. We got to shed a little bit, give them a little bit of historical education.
Yeah, so and there's actually an under 16 team that I wrote their song for them too when they were in under 12s.
I hope it's not as bad.
It sort of went down that line. I can't remember how it fucking goes, but
So
was
back
something
then
about-
it was okay.
Something about they're pretty much cracking out their opposition sister.
That's actually good. I like that. I like that.
And I think they changed it because they're like, "Oh, we can't say that." We're 12.
But you can. You
But
can
they
say that.
started when they were under 14 to 12, and they still use it now. Under 16 leprechauns use what the song
Get
I
your
made
sister
for
to
them too.
be me girlfriend. Hey, be me. BME.
BME.
NQ.
Yeah.
Oscar and the boys up in Cairns.
Yep, they're one of the Cairns' biggest shipwright shipbuilders up there, and they're looking for someone to come and have a tradie, especially to come and join their workforce.
Hey, and join some aluminium.
Yeah.
Join some steel.
Some together.
So if you're a fabricator, that's worth half a
Their grain of salt.
grain of salt. I was going to say half a carton of piss. Hit us up because they're looking for crew, and
Yep.
you will get to cut your teeth in one of the top kind of marine builders in Queensland at the
So
moment.
pause it here if you're interested and go to bmenq.com.au and you will check them out and have a look at their facilities and top notch. Get to
Yep.
play with all the big toys that they got.
And most importantly, a lifestyle change.
yeah,
you wanna
Cairns is
escape-
the
if
most
you wanna-
livable city in Australia.
If you want to escape the rat race and that sort of thing, I've actually been surprised. Like even at the hospital here lately, we've had a real influx of young kind of clinicians coming up from down the south
Yep.
that have just had a gut full of southeast corner, and they're coming from like the Gold Coast and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Obviously, the job brings them here first. But then they're getting here, and like most of these
Not
couples
going.
that I'm talking to, yeah, they're already looking for properties to buy and that sort of stuff because there's no way they can afford to buy down the coast.
No, and the thing is, it's traffic wise and all that.
Everything. They're just
yeah.
loving it. It's just such a relaxed version of what they were doing down there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They're still getting their professional career and all that sort of stuff, but with that laid back North Queensland kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So if that's something you think you'd like, hit BMA up. Come and
Definitely,
see 'em.
like especially if you're out in the mines and that, and like I know how it goes. When you're young and you want to go out there and make a quick buck and all that sort of stuff, but then your family starts getting around, and
Yeah, man.
you think I've got to spend a bit more time with my family. And guess what? You can still get an okay rate.
Be home every day.
Be home every day.
afternoon
Get to
sport.
see your kids and that, and your wife and family and all that, and yeah, get to be a part of their life and be and good thing about Oscar and the crew there, it's a big family environment.
It is.
Everything's about family with them. So yeah,
It is.
and I know because I've been part of their family for years.
And you'll never be disencouraged to go fishing unless it's on a work day.
You just got to go work down the marina and take a line with you.
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, wicked. And who else we got to shout out to?
Total fit outs.
Total Fit Outs Cairns.
So we've got Kerrod and the crew. They know what to do.
They will fulfill your dream.
Yes, they
So
are.
if you've got a commercial shopfront, bar, restaurant, strip joint, bowls club, whatever, hit the guys up at Total Fit Outs.
Yep.
They're all across the country and in New Zealand as well. They will blow you away with what they do. And they will take it from design, fit out, finish, the whole works. It'll all be done. What are you doing, bro? Oh, we're opening the Total
opening the-
Fit
I'm
Out
just-
can.
Yeah, we're
This
actually
is our swear jar. So
Your swear jar?
we came up with the genius idea of getting paid to swear. And so far, it's going pretty well.
So I'm just cracking the top with the can opener. Is it coming off?
Because,
I
well,
missed
it is
must have
barely.
missed a bit.
You did. Just bend the bastard. It's open. There you go. Look at that.
But we can reuse it. I'm not buying another one. Oh, shit, there'll be more in there.
What are we looking?
So there.
This last few months.
What do you reckon? How much money's there, you reckon?
Oh, like
Couple hundred?
$193.48. That's just a guess, though.
Yep, so
45
that's-
cents. We don't
that's-
have to.
Can you see it on the camera there?
Yeah.
So that's all our swearing.
It is. We're getting paid for our profanities. Like it.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it all back in there. We're going to count it up, and all this goes to the Kelso Kick and Cancer crew. We're actually going to do the...
The great wheelbarrow race.
I won't make any more noise. That's fucking pretty annoying on
It
a
is
podcast,
pretty
isn't
annoying.
it?
So, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're going to pretty much push our wheelbarrow from Mariba to Chiligo.
160.
It's 100. I think it's 45, 60, and 30. So whatever that is, like 120 k's or something.
Yeah, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yep.
you're going to push a wheelbarrow, 10 of us,
Yep.
and it's like there's one where people actually race and do it properly, where it's just more the fun side of things. We're just doing it, sort of thing, to be a part. I don't think I could race.
Not at the moment, you can't.
No, I'm not racist.
You could limp. You might be the one in the wheelbarrow. When's that coming up? May?
Yeah, not far into May, probably 10th of May or something like that. That's my guess.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, I haven't had a look at the date. Is there a date there we can have a look at? Wheelbarrow race, Chiligo, Mariba Chiligo. So we're going to push that out, and we've it's all the donations that if anyone wants to donate, contact us here at Pub Mo, and we're going to push them all.
140 Ks. Mariba to Chilio, 11th of May.
Yep, I said 10th. Sorry,
Friday
I'm wrong.
night.
Close enough. Oh, no, well, you're
ninth.
right. 9th to the 11th. Yeah, cool. I'll come out for a look.
Rabbits, Beulah.
I'll sit in the car and scream encouragement.
Well, I reckon we might make it because they look fucking old, them fellas.
Steady on. Leave them alone. They're getting their steps
I
up.
wonder if they're going to pull their Hemis.
Definitely.
No, that's going
Yeah,
to be
cool.
good.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
check
man.
that out online too, and
Far out. They raised some money. Holy. The first year in 2007, it was 13.5 grand. 2016, they did 200. 2015, they did 240. 2014, they did $400,000. 437.
wonder why it just
COVID.
461
461.
30.
Wow.
must have been big
I
time.
had no idea they were making that sort of coin. It's struggled since.
Yeah,
It's struggled
since COVID.
since. Yeah.
It's been,
But look, that's understandable.
we're going to grow it again.
Yeah. Wow. Far out. Oh, you got to push it together.
Yeah, so they've no, just one at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, so $2,636,000 pretty much has
In
been
total.
raised. in
That's
total.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, Almaden and Chiligo.
Oh man, that's some dry ass country out there. I probably won't be too bad in May. It'll be pretty cool. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's first is 45, then 62, then 32.
Yep.
Yeah, so Kelso's kicking cancer crew, boy.
And one of the blokes I work with at the hospital's in on it with you,
Yep.
Adrian. He's actually a bit of a fit freak.
Yeah, he is.
He does like ultra marathons and all sorts of weird
So
stuff.
he'll be doing most of it while I'm drinking. This is post fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy.
Yeah,
Look at
there's the
huge
Kelso.
turnout.
There's
God,
the Kelso
putting in
wheelbarrow.
he's putting in a little bit too much effort.
Yeah, it looks like he's running that far. I wouldn't be running.
Yeah, that's a really good initiative. And it's been going for a while. When was the first one? 07 or something, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, 7.
Oh man, everyone gets dressed up. That looks like a wicked thing. You know what I might do? I might just come out in the old Hilux and the old LM and just drive up behind people and just scream abuse at people.
Get off the road!
Get off the road, do you?
Want to go hunting?
What do you think you are, cyclist?
You're wheelie shitting me.
I hope you kicked the bucket, you old brick.
We're on gravel road too. We're going to push on gravel road. Fuck.
Oh, do you? Yeah, see, like him, the bloke hanging out the car
Yeah, that's
screaming
me.
abuse.
That's
oh,
me.
is he screaming encouragement, is he? I think you should scream abuse.
Encouragement.
Personally.
I've got to put all the swear word money
Yeah,
back
good
in.
on ya.
Yeah.
Good on
Yeah.
you. Good
So
on you,
that's
good on
going
you.
to, the Kelso's crew. And so if anyone wants to donate towards that,
Okay.
yeah, swing us ahoy.
Done deal. Give us a yell. I got one for you. All right. This is the last thing I wrote down, then I'm going to get the frick out of here and you can go back and spend some time with your families. Embarrassing medical moments. I only
Have
remember
you had
this-
any?
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, I've got a perler.
I've got a perler too,
Have you?
actually.
Go
You
with
tell
your
yours.
perler. Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you tell yours.
Okay, so back when I was...
I'm going to beat yours.
You reckon? I don't know. This might be hard to top, right? So back when I was living in West Australia, I got some sort of like a bowel infection. I don't know what it was. I ended up taking some antibiotics and it all went away. But
I'm not saying anything.
I was only about 26, right? I think I was about 25,
Bowel.
26. Went and saw my GP and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to do an exam, a digital exam, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I suppose, right? Now, I was young, and when you're young, you don't know these types of things, right? But when he said digital,
You
I
thought it
thought he
was
meant
like
like a
computer.
little camera, like a little camera, and stick a little camera up my freckle and have a look. You know what I mean? But he didn't. He meant like
Digit.
all,
All.
like,
Oh,
plural. Yeah. So I'm just fortunate this dude was an Asian fella, right? Because Asians have little hands, so it wasn't that bad. Like, I didn't get hard. But as a young fella, this type of thing is like, you know what I mean? You're a prude when you're that young. You
Yeah.
don't want another bloke looking at your date. So anyway, he goes, just jump up on the bed, mate, pull your pants down and lay on your side. And I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, no worries. And he goes, now, can you pull your knees up to your chest? I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Yep. He goes, now, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure. At this stage, I'm still thinking it's a camera, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea he was talking fingers. Even when he chucked the glove on his hand, I just assumed a glove. Yeah, of course you'd put a glove on. Even when I heard the lube tube go, like, even then, I'm still thinking it's a little camera. So I'm on my side with my knees up like this, and he goes, now, you might feel a little bit of pressure. And I remember saying to him,
I'm in glove.
No, I said, would that be you looking for my dignity? You know, and anyway, he's just gone fucking whomper like this. And I swear to God, I did not mean I was fit at the time. I was still like training a lot of combat fighting and Muay Thai.
I snapped
and
his
that sort of
finger
stuff.
off with my sphincter.
Nah, man. My top leg just rocketed out. As soon as he went boom, my leg went whack. And I booted this poor little Asian man square in the middle of his face. And I sent him about 3 foot into a wall. The impact of the wall was so loud, the nurse came running in. And he's sitting on the ground, just debilitated, like winded, trying to vomit at the same time, because I flogged him, like I proper flogged him. I freaked out because I thought I killed the dude, so I've jumped up. My drawers are still around my ankles, right? I'm trying to help the bloke up off the ground with lube dripping out me date, and the friggin' nurse walks in, and she's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, oh. Do I help him? Do I pull my drawers? Man, I was that tormented. He didn't finish the day. He obviously didn't finish the exam
date?
either. Yeah, he finished my date. I was that tormented, but I got out to the car, right? And I'm white. I'm just sitting in the car, white, like thinking, what the fuck just happened? Like, it's like choir practice all over again at church. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, I rang my mum. I was like, Mum, I don't know what just happened. And I told her, and she pissed herself. She's a nurse. She pissed herself laughing. She was like, did you really think it was a camera? He said digital. Of course I thought it was a
Digital camera.
I didn't think he meant he was going to finger me. I only just remembered this the other night. And I was like, oh, I've got to run that on the podcast. Freckle talk. Everyone loves freckle talk. Go. What's yours?
So we'll go from freckle to the nuts.
Yeah. All right. Go.
So mine was I was down in Brisbane actually, and I was just walking around, and I just my one nut started getting really sore.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, I was sort of walking very wide, and it just started getting way sore and that, and fucking started swelling up, and for no reason, nothing. Yeah. And because I never got anything in the olden days.
So it was blue balls.
Yeah, I had blue balls. So then I was flying home that afternoon, and the next day I went into the doctor and I said, Doc, my bloody nuts just sore as fuck, eh? And like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this is the first time I've ever had to take my pants off in front of a fucking doctor as well.
Oh, I know, it's awkward, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and so I took my pants off, and then he's like playing with me nut, and he's going, oh, yeah, you're going to have to get that ultrasounded, and let's have I'm guessing it's a block tube, and they usually just ride themselves sort of thing after a while. But get it ultrasounded just to be careful it's not anything else. Anyway, so I lost my dignity there from him fondling me
done.
fucking
Yeah.
nuts, and I was like, fuck, all right. Fuck, it's over. So he goes, all right, go down to the ultrasound place straight away and get that done. Anyway, so go down there, knock on the door, go in. Who has it? Who has to be the ultrasound nurse? One of the hottest chicks in Innisfail.
Was it?
Anyway, and I'm just like, oh, okay, here we go. And after being through all what I went through, and she's like, okay, let's ultrasound it. And in my head, I've just like lost all dignity, so I just didn't give a fuck anymore. Like everyone wants to see all dignity lost by the sounds of it. So I got in the room, and then she's just like, okay, go over there, and we'll start the exam. Anyway, I just like, oh fuck, and just drop me Dax, everything down, and she goes, no, you don't have to do that. I hold up a sheet, and then I'll just lift it to the height where I need to. I don't need to see everything else. And I'm like, fuck! I just lost my dignity again. And put it this way, it wasn't angry, so there was nothing going on there.
The aircon was cold.
Oh,
It was a cold room.
When you get examined, it's like, where can I go? I'm going to hide back inside here.
Yes. The nervous energy.
Yeah.
Gone.
It's just like, what's this? Is this your belly button? I'll go in the back of it.
You're like, hang on a second, babe.
Because then, and then I found out years later there's two types of cocks. There's a meat cock and a blood cock. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
You know that.
I did not. Dead
Yeah,
set.
so
Did
the
not.
blokes have you either have a meat cock or a blood cock. So one that it's like grower or shower, same thing.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, all right, yeah.
So
Oh,
some
yeah,
blokes,
okay, all right.
some
go on,
blokes just
show
have
it.
a good one at rest.
Yeah.
And other ones you need blood in it to make it look good.
Right, so that's where the growing and showing thing comes
Yeah.
from. Never knew that.
Yeah, so there's
That's
a
the
meat
most
cock.
useful piece of
Yeah.
ammo because I'm a shower, a grower, definitely a grower.
I'm a Noah. 'Cause when my missus sees, she goes, "No, Noah."
All right. On that note, that's embarrassing medical stories for you. If you've got any, I'm sure there's got to be some pearlers out there.
Oh, there
You've
has
heard
to be.
about his
Yeah.
nut and my date. We want to hear about him. Flick us through to the Insta.
Just go on your voice on your phone.
They could be
your voice.
completely anonymous. That's exactly right. Send us a voice
Yeah,
message.
so send them into thepubmo@gmail.com.
Yep.
Just a voice message. And guess what? You can go over 2 minutes. We're not some other blokes that leave it at 2
we don't
minutes.
care. We want to
But
hear your
don't make
embarrassing
it 5
medical-
minutes and don't be a boring cunt.
Yeah, and we don't want to hear your missus' embarrassing medical. Only the person that rings. It has to be your fucking medical story. We don't want to get in the shit for letting out somebody else's embarrassing medical story. Anyway. On that note, let's go.
All
Gotta
right.
get out of here.
Okay.
Done deal. Talk soon, beautiful people.
See you guys.
Guys.